Okay. So there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 16, which gives you 30. This is a 2, that's just pounds. Okay, so 2 pounds times 16, which gives you 32 ounces, plus the 18 ounces, which will give you 50 ounces total. Okay. The next one, 60 seconds in 1 minute. So 7 times, since it's 7 minutes, it's going to be 60 seconds. So times it by 60, that becomes 420 seconds. Don't forget your units, plus the 25 seconds, which would give you 420 plus 25, 445 seconds. Now, for this one is kind of tricky in a sense. So let's look at this first of all, okay? The best thing when you're working with different units is to create one unit. So let's try to change 1 3/4 hours into minutes. So we know 1 3/4, we're going to break it into 2 pieces. We're going to break it into 1, okay? And then we know 1 is going to be 60 minutes. We know that much. And 3/4 now, 3/4. Now, you got to think there's different ways of looking at it. You can think of it 3/4 off 60 minutes, okay? So you can think of it as 3/4 of 60 minutes. If that's the case, you can convert it like, you can say 3/4 of 60 minutes. So you have to break 60 4 times and then take 3 out of it. You can think of it that way. There's different ways of doing it. That's one way of doing it. If you do it this way, right, it would become 45. So that means that it would be 45 minutes for that. You can also do it 3/4 times 60 if you want. And if you do it that way, it'll become 180 divided by 4, which will give you 45 minutes. Okay? So either way is fine. I like to say you break the 60 minutes into 4, and if you break 60 minutes into 4, it's 15 minutes each, and then it's going to be 3 parts, which becomes 45 minutes. So this way we know now that we're going to add 60 plus 45, which gives you 105 minutes, right? 105 minutes. So this whole thing up here, the 1 3/4, is now, we can just cross that out and say it is 105 minutes. Okay, it seems like a lot, but the first thing we have to do is convert 1 3/4 into minutes. And that's why we went through all of this to get to 105. Okay, now, the question is, what's the ratio of time spent at the restaurant? How much time was spent at the restaurant? If we look at it, how much time was spent at the restaurant? Hours at the restaurant was 105, so we can say it's 105, right, minutes. And the time spent eating, okay? So it's time spent at the restaurant to the time spent eating. So it's 105 minutes at the restaurant to 20 minutes eating. Okay? So the first thing we did was just convert the 1 3/4 hours into minutes, and then we just compared at the restaurant to the amount eating.